The first quarter of game 3. Blake and Brooks is on him. LaMarcus Aldridge is picked up by Luis Scola, turns the ball over. And picked up by Briscoe with the shot clock down to 4. Brandon Roy over Artest. That ties the game at 2, and that's a rare jump shot for him. Hit.
That's a positive sign here, Kevin, for both teams. Brandon Roy knocking his shot down, and Yao Ming, their 2 leading scorers.
And Roy picked up by Battier with the Prisbilla screen. Brandon Roy is at his first 2 jump shots.
They're going to make him make jump shots, Kevin. They're not going to let him get in the paint. They're building a wall inside and taking away that drive.
Shot clock at 5. Roy. It's Blake. That is a 2. Brooks with the close. And Blake has started 2 of 4 with 5. That breaks a drought from the field of almost 4 minutes for the Portland Trailblazers.
You go to a smaller lineup with Outlaw.
Roy. Aldridge. Mismatch on the shorter Lowry. Roy for 3 over Lowry, puts it in. Knocks down the triple with a second to play in the first. 4 turnovers. Landry could not find the handle. Outlaw over Battier with the close. That is a 3. Doug, you called it. They have lit the fuse. Outlaw now is 3 of 4 with 7 points in 9 minutes.
Out of that paint.
Blake on Lowry. There's a toss away, and Roy is going to slide on in. Battier will chase him, but Brandon Roy comes the other way and puts in 9. That is a high for the Blazers.
Rick Adelman is going to take a timeout here right now. Games get a little sloppy, and that's what happens sometimes with this second unit. They're going to play at a very high energy level. Sometimes they'll get a little wild, Kevin. We saw that in Utah earlier in the season. Here is Outlaw with that powerful finish. Loves to go in the middle of the floor, and then he follows it up with his 3. Portland's on a 7-2 run, playing in a nice rhythm here, finally getting themselves back in this ball game.
To Artest. And Artest goes to Landry, guarded by Roy. All ball, 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Now Brandon Roy, very quick hands. Landry has the size, but he turned and exposed the basketball in this game, only taking 1 shot and has not scored.
Aldridge is in for Outlaw. The drive by Roy, crashing into Landry with a hard move, and 5:47 to play here in the second quarter. Also, Yao has come in for Chuck Hayes. That was the lone substitution for the Houston Rockets. Foul goes on Landry, who picks up his first. Carl Landry out of Purdue, and here's a 4-year player at the University of Washington, former Rookie of the Year, Brandon Roy.
Well, look at his numbers in game 2. He came out and was on the attack from moment 1. 42 points, 27 shots. More importantly, got to the line 12 times. And you can see in the 2 losses what he shot. And, you know, Kevin, talking to Shane Battier and reading all this stuff, he said, you know, when you play against a scorer like Brandon Roy, you know he's going to score. You got to try to keep him off the foul line as much as you can, keep him out of the paint, and make him take, you know, 20 shots to get 20 points. And when he's had the big game, he's had very good production, 27 shots, 42 points. The other, he's taken 41 shots to get 40 points in the 2 games. So that's what Houston wants him to do. Freeing up Brandon Roy to move without the basketball just like that to get to the line. So, Kevin, when you have the ball in your hands, people, they build a wall on you. They see you, and they want you to see 5 jerseys. When you're off the ball, you're the most dangerous man in basketball, and that's what Nate McMillan is doing. He's got Roy working, so he's not working against a set defense off the dribble all the time. Now he's getting to the line back-to-back times here.
Lowry picks up his first foul. There goes Lowry, there goes Wafer. In comes Brooks, and in comes Shane Battier for the Houston Rockets. Ball movement, when we talked to Nate before the game, Doug, ball movement for the Blazers he thought was imperative tonight.
Well, especially at the end of the clock. When that ball starts sticking, and what happens with Portland, they have a tendency when things go a little bit south to get the ball to Brandon and get out of his way. And that's then you put too much pressure on him, and then the defense loads up on him, and that makes it so difficult for him to try to score, especially against a good defensive team like Houston.
And the shot clock is down to 7. Battier gets it to Artest. Great quick hands by Roy. That's a turnover right there, the 6th by the Houston Rockets. Roy, a little bump there by Scola on the perimeter. And Scola picks up his second in this series, Doug, and this is game 4. Houston leads it 2-1. In this series, the second quarter has been pretty good for Rick Adelman's Houston Rockets. It's averaged about 80% from the field. Tonight in the second quarter, 5 of 11.
Well, I think the one thing that's happened here early is that the Houston bench has played better early. The other night, they dominated the Portland bench.
Let's swing you now to our TNT Arena and Ernie Johnson.
pass, he's going to take a low percentage shot.
You saw the three-point shooting. Blazers a 31% shooting second quarter. That's Aldridge over Battier. LaMarcus Aldridge.
You'd have no Prisbilla.
No fouls to give either way. Roy, Outlaw, but closed by Landry and Artest, and he pops in the triple. Big-time shot by Travis Outlaw, who's got now 12 points in 14 minutes. He is 2 of 4. Roy over Artest. Brandon Roy knocks in the deuce in 22 minutes, Doug. He's got a game-high 17.
On Roy and Aldridge, who play 2-on-5.
Roy's quickness gets him by Artest, and then he dives inside the lane and is fouled on the play with 8:43 to play in the third. Looks like Shane Battier has picked up his first. Roy, a rugged player. You know, you said something great back in the first half about how strong he is, and at breakfast this morning, said, you know, his strength is his strength.
Yeah, I mean, he's got such powerful hands. He gets his hands on you, and you can't move. And see what Brandon Roy does is smart. You drive that ball in there and create contact, and you just can't live and die with those mid-range jump shots. And Brandon Roy is a student of this game. He watched tape. He sees where his openings are now, and he's getting in the paint. That's 8 free throws tonight now that he has shot.
0 of 11, rebound by Prisbilla. He's got 8. That's his 6th rebound this quarter. The drive by Roy inside. He collides into Yao. With 3:22 to play in this third quarter, Yao picks up his first personal foul. Here comes Oden. Here comes Rudy Fernandez. There goes Blake. For the Blazers.
Now what you're going to see Portland do is they've gone to a very big lineup. Brandon Roy's the point guard. So you have Rudy Fernandez out there as a scorer. You have Travis Outlaw along with LaMarcus Aldridge and Oden in the game. This is a very big Portland lineup. So we've seen him go small. Now we're seeing him go big.
Oden takes the place of Prisbilla. Log on to NBA.com. Enter the Barclays Zone for exclusive interviews, opinion, and analysis straight from the mouth of Charles. Setting a screen on Battier. Roy working around that to the rack with a great drive. Brandon Roy, Doug, with 23.
In game 3, we made him work, and that's the difference. And you just have to stay vigilant and stay after a guy like that. Keep chasing him, keep fighting him every single possession because he's too good to take a possession off.
Doug, in the last game, Roy and Aldridge were a combined 12 of 33. Tonight, a combined 12 of 26. That's 46% tonight, 36% a couple nights ago.
Well, you know my formula, Kevin. I feel like if you're a defender and you can hold a scorer to 1 point per shot, 20 points, 20 shots, you've done a really good job. In game 1, when Houston wins, you see under a point. In game 2, at about 1.6, Portland wins. Game 3, back down at that one area, and then tonight here, after that free throw, he's taken 12 shots. He has 24 points, so he gets 2 points every time he shoots the basketball. And that's getting to the free throw line, shooting a high percentage. That gives his team a great chance to win.
Racing the other way really puts the pedal to the metal. Oh, look at the double. Knocked away by Roy on the shot by Battier.
Portland trying to regain that home court advantage.
Roy is in for Prisbilla. Outlaw. Stolen from behind. Travis Outlaw has come to play tonight. 14 points, 6 of 13. Just on the dribble. Outlaw. Roy flies into Battier. Count it. It's a foul on Shane Battier as Brandon Roy puts in his 27th point as Portland breaks a field goal drought, Doug, of 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Well, sometimes you got to manufacture some points, and this is Travis Outlaw with a beautiful pick. And Roy said Brandon Roy loves to finish with that left hand. Look at him, how graceful, gliding to that basket, and Shane Battier could not get there in time. So Brandon Roy looking for his, he's 13 of 13 from the line now, 28 points for Brandon Roy. In game 3, when Portland had made a run, like Shane Battier comes up with a big shot at the right time for this Rocket team.
Those are his first points of the second half. Artest on Roy. Roy 7 of 16. Shot clock at 5 over Artest. A 3. Roy with the triple at the other end. He's got 31, a game high.
Boy, are we in for a great finish here tonight.
Rebound Roy. Will not count if it went in. The Houston Rockets have gone up 3 games to 1 in this best-of-7 Western Conference first-round playoff series.